violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. But I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, YouTube? It's a Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe. Let's get into the video.
Breaking news right now. A man wanted for murder in North Fulton County may have been killed by police in a suburb outside of Denver, Colorado. Now, police say they located a man with warrants out of Roswell in Aurora yesterday afternoon.
And they've been looking for Buddy for a long time. Well, not that long, but I've seen his face posted all over because I get alerts on my phone. And they found him in Aurora, Colorado. And what would have happened in Atlanta happened in Aurora. We're having so many self-deletions by police that I'm telling you guys, they're going to come with some crazy stat for, oh, there were this many black men killed by police officers in 2022. That they're going to do it because it's a lot, because these dudes are just crashing out like boom, bam, bam, like everywhere you go. These super gremlins are on demon time and they crashing out like crazy.
Colorado. That suspect is believed to be Fabien Perry. Now, Perry is accused of killing his girlfriend in Roswell last month and punching a driver during a road rage incident earlier this year. Authorities say,
wow, punched a driver. Yo, I would have clapped him. I would have clapped Buddy.
The suspect was in a home and stayed there for hours before coming out with a rifle. Officers shot him. We're working to confirm that the suspect killed is in fact Fabien Perry, and we've reached out to law enforcement in Roswell as well as in Colorado.
Continues for a man accused of shooting his girlfriend to death in Roswell. Police have now expanded their search for Fabien Perry. You see him on your screen, into the Carolinas and even into Delaware. He's accused of shooting and killing his girlfriend Johana Hernandez and then dropping off their two children outside the home of one of her siblings.
Wow, that's cold, man. That's cold, man. I mean, he looked like a burrito gremlin, honestly. It's a lot of the femicide going on. Dudes just crashing out on their girls. These toxic relationships, that a lot of these women continue to be in. Like I said, not victim blaming, but I mean, I'm sure he's got priors. So it's like, I don't know what these women are doing, honestly. Y'all have to choose better. Obviously, you know, sometimes you never know. Sometimes a dude just snaps, but, you know, this dude is hopping out the car, road raging and all types of different stuff. I mean, he's a loose cannon.
One of them is 7 months old, the other 2 years old. 11 Alive spoke with family members who shared these photos with us. They've also set up a GoFundMe page, which has already raised more than $4,000. The family told police about a history of abuse between the couple, dating as far back as 2019.
2019, so 3 years ago. I'm telling you guys, one instance, you got to cut ties. It's not even worth it.
And according to the arrest warrant, Johana tried to leave the relationship several times, but Perry would change his behavior. If you or someone you know is in an abusive relationship, you can contact the domestic violence hotline. You see that number right there on your screen. It is free and available 24 hours a day.
So a family's distraught and two young children are without their mother. A man shot and killed her. Take a look. Police say this man could be almost anywhere at this point. They believe he has connections in all of these states. Federal agents are now searching for him. Channel 2's Christian Jennings, live now in Roswell. And Christian, you spoke with the victim's sister.
I I did, and I want to point out that we just saw two Roswell police officers with lights on rush down this street, and this is the street where that shooting took place a few days ago. I'll have to check and see if there is any connection here, but you can see the police officers rushing down the street. Again, I'll have to make a call to find out what's going on, but this is the street. It was that building right down from me where that shooting took place just a few days.
They had to make a U-turn. They went the wrong way.
Days ago. Earlier on the phone, we spoke with Miriam Cabrales, the sister of the victim who was killed out here. She told me this has all been very hard for her family, just gut-wrenching. This woman was just 23 years old.
He took away his kid's mother, and he took that from them so selfishly.
Wow, this is crazy. These burrito gremlins are on demon time.
The sister of Johana Samantha Cabrales told us by phone the lives of her 2-year-old niece and 7-month-old nephew are changed forever.
They did not deserve this, to be ripped away from their mom like that in such a cruel manner.
Roswell police, along with state and federal law enforcement, are looking for 27-year-old Fabien Perry after they say he shot and killed Cabrales, his girlfriend, this week at their home on Old Ferry Way in Roswell.
He was abusive towards her, so obviously being her family and loving and caring for her, we're opposed to their relationship.
Cabrales' sister says the couple's 2 young children were home at the time of the murder.
So the family was opposed to the relationship, but what are they gonna say? You can't help who you love. That's what they're gonna say. They
meant the world to her. She wanted to be the best mom that there could ever be.
Perry was already wanted on numerous charges by Alpharetta police. Detectives say he punched a different woman during a road rage attack in October of last year.
Wow. Punched a woman. And then walked away with his head held high.
Last year, police say this is video from that incident. Now, Roswell police believe there's a good chance Perry is no longer in Georgia.
We believe that he has some connections throughout the eastern seaboard in some places, Columbia, South Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina, a few places in Maryland and Delaware as well. So we're just trying to cast a very wide net.
It's very important that anybody that thinks they might have seen him reaches out so that my sister's death, her murder, isn't in vain.
If you were watching at the top of this newscast, you saw several Roswell police officers rushing through here in their patrol units. I reached out to Roswell police to see if there's any connection there with this case. I'm waiting to hear back. We'll keep you posted if there does appear to be a connection there. Meanwhile, there is a Crime Stoppers reward of $2,000 for any information about Perry's whereabouts. There's also a GoFundMe account for the victim's family. That's on our website, WSBTV.com. Live in Roswell, Christian Jennings, Channel 2 Action News.
Christian, when you hear something, check back. So
I'm here on the corner of MLK and Frederick Douglass, where a shooting just took place. And as you can see, it's a pretty rough area. So I'm basically risking my life reporting on this madness. So make sure you do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. Like the video, hell, share the video. And make sure you go ahead and leave a comment down in the comments section to continue the discussion on how we can find solutions to all this son violence in the streets. I'm Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia, BGZM News 17.
Breaking news this morning, a near 12-hour standoff in Aurora ends in gunfire after a suspect was shot by police.
Let's go to Justin Adams. He's at the senior Del Mar Park. Justin, we've learned this morning that suspect is now dead.
Yeah, we're also learning more about the home as well. Take a look right behind me. You can see that there are investigators right now at the scene overall, but also take a look at the windows up top of this home. You can see them all busted out. And you can also see a little bit lower where the front door was that has been completely ripped out. You can also see a couple of markers as well.
Wow, this dude was just spiraling. The fact he got that far is crazy.
Just investigating this scene just overall. There are also 4 different SWAT vehicles. There are 3 that you see right in front, and there is another one on the left side of this home. Now, this is what we do know from earlier today, that the situation started yesterday afternoon around 4:30 p.m. And residents in the neighborhood were told by Aurora police to stay inside as police negotiated with a homicide suspect who was barricaded inside that home. Reverse 911 calls were then set out, and then at 7 o'clock, police said that negotiators, they were on the phone with the suspect. Then 3 hours later, at 10 o'clock last night, Aurora police said that there were shots fired from the suspect, and then they continued to negotiate with the suspect just before he was shot at 3 o'clock this morning. And then he was shot at 3 this morning, taken to the hospitals. The sources tell us that that person has since died. But as you can see from the home right behind us, where this person barricaded himself earlier today, you can see everything just being ripped out. Just the efforts of what Aurora police did in order to get into the house, in order to get to the suspect who was then shot and taken to the hospital. So we will let you know more information as we do find it. But as you can see, this is definitely a scene where police had to do a lot of work in order to get inside this home.
Wow. This dude done took police on a cross-state chase to end up crashing out like this. In
Aurora, Justin Adams, covering Colorado First.
This all happened at a home near 4th and Oswego starting about this time yesterday. Officers found 27-year-old Fabien Perry accused of shooting and killing his girlfriend, who's the mother of his children, in Roswell, Georgia, earlier this month. 4 other people in the home, described as acquaintances, left. Police say the suspect fired shots throughout the night before leaving about 2:15, armed with a rifle, and that's when a police officer and deputy fired, killing that suspect.
Dang, and he stayed with a strap, too. I mean, where did he get that from?
Both the Aurora police chief and the Arapahoe County sheriff says this was a very dangerous situation because the suspect was using a high-powered rifle.
There were also any number of folks living in this densely populated area, okay?
I mean, he knew how to get his hands on a strap. This is probably not the first time he's done something wild, obviously. Even before he punched the woman in the road rage incident. But you know, the woman had children with him. I don't really know what be getting them hooked about these dudes who are obviously hyper violent for no reason too. These burrito gremlins are on demon time.
Where a high-powered rifle could penetrate the home, and we had asked people to shelter in place, but there was a tremendous danger to the community in his indiscriminate firing of his rifle.
Chief Oates there says he believes about 20 shots were fired before Perry left the home. Officers did punch holes into the home and, as you can see, broke windows so they could see inside. They do not believe anyone living in that home knew Perry was wanted for murder.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.